Hello everyone, welcome back to Higher Max. As usual, I am very excited to have you all here today. We will be discussing the Real Housewives of Potomac, as you can see from the title of this video, and boy do we have much to discuss. From the binder slash thirst book, as Miss Candice has decided to call it, and obviously we need to discuss some of this Jamal thing that happened over that live and everything in between. Ashley and Michael and the whole butt grabbing allegations. The plot continues to thicken. But before we continue on, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow the socials, my personal one and my second page called Confessions of a Black Girl, which is a space for Black girls, women, and femmes to feel celebrated and vulnerable. Now let's get into this video. So this past weekend we had the part 2 of the reunion. I unfortunately could not do the previous one. I was feeling really under the weather. But anyways, we started off this episode talking about Miss Gizelle. And obviously, if you remember how we left things off last week, we had a live from the only pastor that currently matters in the Real Housewives of Potomac, which is Mr. Pastor Jamal Bryant, aka Gizelle's baby daddy, aka allegedly a lot of people's baby daddy, aka cheating ex-husband, etc, etc. So practically Jamal was explaining some of the things that we heard last week from Miss Monique, and it was all of him explaining how at the time he was single. Now if you have seen my previous videos, I have said how I low-key believe that their relationship is fake, because I believe that Gizelle is the type of woman who would not stand by and accept the way that Jamal is treating her, which is why I feel like their relationship is literally just a plot line. And last time at the reunion, last episode, she said we're together, and then Jamal's busy saying he didn't say he was a single man, but he didn't say what he is. So like, I would think if you are coming out to defend your relationship to someone or how your relationship dynamic work, would you not at some point explain whether or not you are still together? Because that's something that I still find kind of shady, and we still do not even know. Gizelle says she is, but Jamal hardly even claimed her. I feel like the women have been coming after Gizelle pretty hard, but I have also said about this, Gizelle has come hard for lots of people. She came super hard for Monique, especially with the whole, trainer gate, which we're going to get into a bit later. So I don't think it's unwarranted that Monique is not interested in hearing what anybody has to say, and she's going to go for Gizelle full throttle, because the rumors that Gizelle decided to share on the show could have potentially harmed her family. I do understand that this is a reality TV show, but if you are going to give it, you have to be ready to take it, okay, Miss Gizelle? There's a point in time where even Candice says that Jamal, and surprisingly Gizelle and Candice are now friends. Anyways, she even says that she believes that Jamal should have come to the reunion. And I do believe so too, because now she has to, ward off all these people and explain their relationship dynamic all by herself, and then he gets to just come in with a Zoom call or whatever that was live to explain his side of things. So then after we deal with Gizelle, we get into Miss Ashley Darby and her relationship with Michael. And that in itself is pretty messy. We obviously saw one of the biggest scandals that had to do with Michael just this season, because every season there's a scandal with Michael, but this season it had to do with the photos that came out of him being in a hotel room with another woman that is not Ashley, and it is not part of their arrangement that they have going on. Ashley says that her and Michael have an arrangement where if they are both interested in someone, they can be with that person together. But she has restated again that her husband is only interested in women. I feel like her just restating that was very insecure, and just her adding that statement made us hang on to it more than that was necessary. If she didn't bring it up, like, we wouldn't have thought about it. But now her bringing that up, like her saying, oh, he's only into women, like, why was that necessary? I enjoyed that we dived into some of her postpartum depression, and also the tear that she had that took months to heal, took months for her to feel herself. I think that was an important storyline for her to have because of how long she had been fighting for these babies. She had really, really wanted to have a child with Michael for a minute. It was interesting, though, how she was explaining how she does not have a prenup with him anymore, and she was still, I don't know if she's still in the process of trying to get a post-nuptial agreement, but she said that she wasn't, but she would consider it. She should consider it now that she has another baby. Ma'am, with Michael's track record, you should please get yourself a post-nuptial agreement. Please protect yourself, because he is very unpredictable. I mean, I wish the Dobbies the best, but I just want Ashley, especially now that she's bringing another baby into the world, I want her to just have herself protected. The interesting thing with the fidelity between that Michael did when he went into the hotel with the woman, and he claimed he did not do anything but kiss her, and they slept next to each other but woke up together, okay, the next morning. The thing that I found very interesting was Ashley stating that when they were separated, she was doing her own thing. I don't know if that's to kind of make us feel better. Like, you see, there's a lot of things that Ashley's been saying that I don't understand the context. Like, so you're saying it's easier for you to forgive Michael because you did that too? Is that your point? Even though you were separated at the time, so it was technically a very different situation. So I'm just, there's some of her statements that I don't really stand. It was brought again to our attention, this whole Butt Grabgate, which has to do with the fact that, was it a season ago or 2 seasons ago, Michael was accused of inappropriately allegedly touching the butt of a cameraman on the show. And then it was aired in the reunion episode and in a previous episode before that, where we can see Michael touching the butt of a producer. Ashley explains, oh no, she only touched his butt because they were friends, but then allegedly that producer said that they were not friends and he was uncomfortable. So everybody is saying if A equals B and B equals C, then A should equal to C. So they're all trying to say is, why is it so far-fetched for you to believe that he would touch someone inappropriately and that they would make them uncomfortable? And Ashley still hasn't explained why she thinks this is very far-fetched. I would like an explanation from her to explain why she thinks it's very far-fetched. But at the end of the day, she knows Michael better than the rest of us know Michael. So she says that Michael did not do it. All we can do is have to sit there and believe her. She did have a good point that everyone claimed to have seen something, had written in an affidavit that they hadn't seen anything. So that is a good point, because if they had seen something, why did they retract it when it was time to, be about it? It was time to be about it, they weren't about it, so maybe it didn't happen. I don't know. Seems very shady boots. The next shady thing is the fact that Michael is not here for the reunion. Supposedly he's at a friend's wedding, which, you know what, that is his right. But there's a lot that he needs to answer for. If it isn't for the infidelity, it's for the way he was acting in that last episode, creating a ruckus for no good reason, shouting some insults. If you're gonna say stuff like that, sir, you have to be ready to come to the reunion and explain yourself so that we can understand where you were coming from and what was making you so upset. And I feel like now, without him being there, there's a lot of questions that are gonna go unanswered, unfortunately. We also got to see some of this discussion about Karen and the way she has evolved over the season. I loved Karen this season. She literally is one of my faves. She entertained me. She was fun. She made sense. I mean, there were times when I was like, Miss Karen, what's going on? But for the most part, she made sense, and I loved her presence. I loved going to her hometown, learning more about her. And she even explained herself. Her parents passing away had really changed much about her and the way that she displayed herself on television. There is the major storyline of her, which is her and Ray's relationship and how it turned, because she is becoming such a household name, and him saying he wasn't sure if he loved her, which was, hard to watch pretty much. I know she said she wasn't embarrassed, but I feel, okay, and I agree with it, maybe she wasn't embarrassed, but she was heartbroken, because I mean, if we've been together for over 20-something years, 26 years, 20-something years, as she said, how can you not know whether you do or don't love me? Like, my soul, I would, like, I'm gonna need a break from you for a minute, because how am I supposed to balance myself after hearing that from you? And we get into, oh, and an important thing to discuss at this point is Gizelle saying that Karen had been trying to take Wendy out of the show since she arrived. I struggle to listen to anything Gizelle unless someone has signed it down on a piece of paper. I'm not really going to listen to what Gizelle has to say, because she says a lot of things out of turn and in a very shady way. So I'm just going to stay put, and I'm not going to really listen to one of the Green-Eyed Bandits until further notice. Monique, we started talking about the most famous bird currently, which is T'Challa himself, and how he got missing and supposedly came back. Apparently, this is its own drama, because people don't believe that T'Challa came back. I mean, whether he did or he didn't doesn't truly disturb me. That's Monique's business, but okay. That seems to be something that is disturbing some of the housewives. But one of the things that was discussed is the storyline about Monique and her trainer. Now, Gizelle denies bringing it up. I don't understand personally why Gizelle denies bringing it up, because as I said, the women coming for Gizelle is warranted because of her bringing up some stuff that shouldn't have been brought up, and she wanted to keep her life, all pretty and neat and to herself. She said, clearly remember the episode where she said that, and we even saw the clip where she said that the word on the street, because remember when Monique wasn't happy that Candice had invited I forgot. You know who I'm talking about. I'll pop a picture up. When she wasn't happy that she was invited to Candice's event, she was as big. Gizelle literally says word on the street is because Monique had been skipping around with her trainer, and allegedly her youngest baby is her trainer's baby. So, as I said, if you're going to be about it, be about it. Why are you denying that you said that? You literally are the only person that brought it onto the show. I'm telling you, if Gizelle did not say that on the episode, I would have had no idea what this whole beef started this whole thing as. And that is why I keep saying that I feel like this energy that Monique and Candice have with each other, it should be with Gizelle. That is literally why I feel like Gizelle is trying to be close with Candice. And that is why Gizelle brought up this whole thing, because if everyone looks at the root of the problem, I feel like the root of the problem is Monique heard that someone was saying these things about her and her family on the show, and she felt like it might have been Candice because of Candice's relationship with, was it Sheree? I forgot. Sheree, I forgot. And because of that, I mean, okay, and because of that relationship, she thought it was her that was going to be, bringing out that plot to bring her down, when it's actually Gizelle. It was actually Gizelle. And if everyone just sits down long enough to think about it, they'll realize that it was actually Gizelle, instead of hating on each other. And obviously from there, we go into the Candice and Monique fight. Who hit who? How did it start? Monique says what triggered her was the fact that somebody's hand was in her face. Candice's hand was near her face, and was in her space, so I can understand how that antagonized her. But then things really went left, because Gizelle touched her, and obviously I think Gizelle said that she was trying to hold Monique, and then that at the same time also with the whole hand gesture was, making the whole situation worse. The thing is though, it's so funny when Monique is busy saying that, oh, she's so happy no one got hurt. Okay, people did get hurt, girl. Even if you don't want to admit it, Candice got hurt, and that's okay to say. It's okay to say that Candice got hurt. I mean, at the end of the day, all the charges have been dropped. And even when she was saying, oh, Candice was holding a broken glass, because Candice's head was on the damn table. I'm not saying that Candice did not use really aggressive words that would get Monique off, but I'm also just, not understanding. We can see the footage. So why do y'all keep, talking about things that did not happen? We are all looking at the same footage, and I think there's two angles of that footage. And at the same time, Monique, she still went outside and was running outside the building ready to beat her up again. So I'm tired about talking about the fight, because it's obvious, even though we're looking at the same footage, everyone wants to bring up their 2 cents. everyone really just wants to bring up their 2 cents. At the end of the day, the courts have dismissed it. These ladies need to sit down. They need to figure out what their beef is, like the true core of their beef, and then we need to move on from this. That's like point blank period. That's where we need to get to. Anyways, I am interested in what's going to happen in this next episode. I believe that the next episode is going to be a hour-and-a-half finale. So we are going to get a lot of tea, especially with some of the husbands, because not all of the husbands are going to be there. I think it's going to be Wendy's husband, which he didn't really supply drama. Juan must explain what Michael meant when he was busy saying that he was not going to propose to Robin. We're going to have Chris, aka Big Boy, as Giselle likes to call him. And is that all? Oh, and the other Chris, Candice's Chris, and he obviously had his own altercation with Mr. Michael Darby. So we're gonna see how this whole thing goes down. I'm pretty pumped to see what is gonna go on at this reunion, because it looks like it's gonna be even more interesting. And before we go, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Go to the socials, both my personal one and my second page. Let me know down below what your thoughts are, what you think about what happened in this recent episode, and this whole discussion about the fight. And if you feel like Monique is being too hard by coming at Giselle full force with the Mighty Binder, the Thirst book. Anyways, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing you very, very soon with another video. Goodbye.